It would be amazing if all dismissive, avoidant men wore a sign on their head that said, "Don't date me, I'll cause you pain." But unfortunately, that's not the case. Typically, women fall in love with dismissive, avoidant men because they see the good qualities in them, ignore the bad, and by the time they're in love, they're hooked. But knowing the signs of avoidant attachment style in relationships versus healthy style can help you gain clarity whether you're currently dating an avoidant, have in the past, or want to leave one. In this video, I'm going to share 3 key things that dismissive avoidants do in relationships that are directly opposite to what a healthy attachment style person would do. Stay tuned until the end to get access to my free 5 steps to heal from an avoidant man audio track that will help you heal no matter what. I'm Nicole Moore, love coach and founder of LoveWorks, and I've helped thousands of women across the globe find true love, the vast majority of which were anxious attachment style women who are notorious for attracting the avoidant men. Here's thing number 1 that dismissive avoidants do in relationships. They can appear cavalier about the relationship as if they could just leave it at any moment, even though you've been together for a while and established roots. I just did an analysis of a 90-day fiance couple for Celebrity Magazine. The article is linked below. And one thing I said was that the woman in the couple, Evelin, of Evelin and Corey, just casually threw out to her man, "Well, you can go back to the United States and we can be done," when they had an argument, even though this man had left his whole life in the US to be with her. That is a classic example of what dismissive avoidants do. When faced with tough emotions or when you bring up something that you don't like about their behavior, dismissive avoidants will often toss out the entire relationship with their words and maybe even their actions. A key distinguishing factor of a dismissive avoidant is that they retain a sense of being emotionally detached from a partner even when they're in a serious relationship. So when you're with them, you will feel untethered, like you're continuously trying to grab a hold of them and make them stay by your side, but you just can't quite do it. The reason is because deep down, a dismissive avoidant fears being fully committed, so much so that they'll never really let themselves be that vulnerable to go all in with someone. A healthy attachment style partner won't just throw away the relationship with their words or actions when you have a disagreement. You may have fights with a healthy attachment style person, but you'll sense that even through that, they're fully there. With the healthy attachment style person, you feel the sense that your partner's feet are firmly planted in the relationship with you. It's not that you never have fears, but it's just this feeling of solidity. They're there, they're all in, and you can feel it. Remember, energy does not lie in love. If you're in a relationship, but you feel like you're all in and they're not fully in, even though they say that they are with their words, that's a warning sign. Here's thing number 2 that dismissive avoidants do in a relationship that's different than healthy attachment style in relationships. They flip-flop with their feelings and present radically different versions of themselves. A key distinguishing factor of a dismissive avoidant is that they cannot maintain the feelings of closeness and vulnerability that a relationship brings. Maintain is the key word, and here's why. A healthy attachment style partner feels secure in the presence of romantic love. They don't see love as a threat. They see love as something beautiful. So when more love comes their way and it's from someone that they want to be with, a healthy attachment style person opens their arms fully. And you get the sense that when you're with them, the more in love the two of you fall, the more this person reveals of their true self to you. And that self is consistent with what they showed you in the beginning. It's just a deeper version of themselves. Now, let's contrast that with being with a dismissive avoidant, which can often feel like a very Jekyll and Hyde scenario. So often, a dismissive avoidant presents 2 sides. They'll have this amazing, loving side. That's the side you fall for, where you feel super connected to them, maybe more than you ever have with anyone. But then they'll quickly flip into their dismissive persona, which is cold, uncaring, or even critical. When you're with a dismissive avoidant, a key indicator is that you have trouble knowing which side is the real them. You feel like you met one side of them in the beginning and then their personality and ways of being changed, and it's like you're constantly trying to get back to how they were in the beginning because you mistakenly believe that that is who they really are. Know this, for an avoidant, unfortunately, the fear-based version of themselves that denies love, denies needing anyone, won't reveal deep emotions, can flip on a dime and act like they didn't even love you or need you, that's who they are. or rather it's who they choose to be. Because most of the time, an avoidant person really fears changing their patterns. It's a tough pill to swallow, but when you realize this, it makes it much easier to deal with them or to leave. Now, many women get caught up in the drama of being with a dismissive avoidant and they feel like the extreme highs and lows are love. They're not. That's called love addiction, where you keep on craving a hit of that person's connection and love and you're desperate to get it back again. In a relationship with a healthy attachment person, you're not constantly craving this person's love because, hello, they're giving it to you. Withholding love or doling it out sporadically is not what a healthy person does. So stop chasing the other person's love and start giving it to yourself. Because often when you do this, you realize that you deserve to be with someone who can give you all the love without limits. Which brings me to thing number 3 that avoidant style people do that's different than healthy style. They refuse help and refuse to change their behavior. Avoidant people aren't bad or wrong, they're just deeply scared. Beneath their seemingly independent exteriors, there's a super fragile inner child that's terrified of allowing someone in only to be hurt or left. Now, all people have fears in love. That is normal. But a healthy attachment style person is able to face their fears, acknowledge what they need to shift, and work on things to be better for you in the relationship. If you mention, for instance, going on a couples retreat to improve the relationship, seeing a therapist, or just try and have a deep conversation about your relationship with a healthy attachment style person, they might feel a bit of resistance or they might have questions in the beginning, but they'll likely be open to it because a secure and healthy person in love is one who understands that they've got to give their all to a relationship to make it work. Secure people can handle conflict in a relationship without fearing that any sign of conflict means they're going to be left. Avoidant people, on the other hand, are avoidant, which means when you bring up therapy or coaching or outside help or even just working on the relationship together, they will resist. Many avoidant people flat out refuse things like therapy, even if they need it, and they'll make all sorts of excuses as to why they can't go, or they'll blame you for the issues in the relationship instead of looking at themselves. To recap, a dismissive, avoidant person in relationship shows up unwilling to change or get help, or they're aloof and cavalier about the relationship or your feelings as if they could just take you or leave you, and they flip-flop their personality, often giving you just enough love and attention to keep you hooked and desperately wanting more, but never giving you their full selves because they're terrified to do so. A healthy person in a relationship is able to go all in. They remain consistent in who they are and how they show up for you over time, and they're open to things like help or inner work that will make the relationship better. Bottom line is, as you can see, being with a dismissive avoidant person is just way harder than being with someone who has a healthy attachment style. So if you're going to stay, just know this. You're likely agreeing to a life with way more emotional drama and more emotional pain than is necessary. So I invite you to consider if this person is really worth all that drama and the collateral damage that comes with being with them. Because you can find someone that's secure and healthy, and that's the highest level of love you deserve. If you want to heal your heart, whether you choose to stay with an avoidant or go, make sure you go to the description below to get access to my free audio series on healing your heart from an avoidant. Did you like this video? If so, please like it here and leave me a comment. Did this video give you any aha moments? I want to know. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.